know, we said action and then immediately we're like, everything must change now.
Careful with your mics, please.
Chords.
Yep.
Over here.
Better?
Yeah.
Better?
Da-da-da.
Good?
Okay.
I think we're good. Thank you, guys.
I don't want to jump in on this one. I'm
What's
gonna
our
be
happy hour?
completely on. The happy hour is at the end.
And we also haven't even done our intro. Hi, guys. My name is Amanda.
And I'm Sophia.
And welcome to ZomBabes.
Where every theory is valid.
Except for Flat Earth.
Y'all can leave.
Quickly.
Or don't. Hey.
Actually, stay and watch the video. That'd be pretty dope. Maybe like it, or whatever.
Okay, so today I'm covering a really dark, fucked up topic. Was that 30 seconds in? Do we need to cut that curse?
What is it?
I don't want to talk about it yet. What we're going to talk about for some positive vibes is what's going on with you. Have you had anything crazy happen
What's
this
going on
week?
with me this week? What have I done this week? What have I done?
I'm like, I'll start. My dog this week escaped my backyard.
I remember that.
And so basically what happened is I let her out in the backyard in the morning, getting ready for work. And all of a sudden, I'm walking around in a t-shirt and underwear like you do in the morning.
Yeah.
And I hear a bark coming from my front yard. And I'm like, that's weird. So I go and I check on Nova in the back. The gate's wide open. Hole open. Check out front. There she is, chasing after a cat. Cool. I have to go run and put pants on because I'm not about to run around without pants in my neighborhood. Still went out barefoot, though.
Mm-hmm.
Had time for pants, but not time for shoes. And chased that hoe down. But we got her. And I still made it to work on time.
Period. I love that for you because I would have been late.
So that was my week.
I feel like this week I've just been sleep deprived. I woke up the other morning, my cat, my vanity. I have a ton of shit on my vanity. And Bean is on top of the mirror. Okay.
Uh-huh.
She's not on the vanity. She is on top of the mirror that is not bolted into the wall right now. Okay. Everything up there. As soon as I open up my eyes, she jumps off this dish that I had, falls over, and breaks into 3 pieces. It was like ceramic. So she's broken every pot for a plant that I've had that's not plastic.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that would be the most interesting thing I've done this week.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Really just
clean up destruction from cats.
I've just been going to work, guys. And then we're here because we don't want to do that anymore. So,
Alrighty, well.
What do we have? What is it? I'm honestly kind of low-key afraid.
Yeah, it's honestly really fucked up. So it's the Belize Ripper.
Okay.
This is a serial killer story. And yeah, it's really sad. It's like murders of children. So,
coming at y'all with a heavy topic today.
We're going to try and lighten things up without actually lightening up the subject matter because, this is not something to giggle about, but,
That's also how we deal with our trauma, is by giggling.
Right.
So, warning.
So anyways, let's get started. Yeah. All right. So a lot of my information was found on Channel 5 Belize, the LA Times, The Guardian, and a couple of podcasts that I listened to, which were Bad Acts and True Crime Worldwide. A lot of this information is in a different language.
Okay.
And so I relied on other people's research and translations to kind of get some of my information. So yeah, we are heading into Belize for a case that still haunts this country to this day. So I'll set the stage a little bit. Belize is a small country on the eastern coast of Central America, bordered by Mexico and Guatemala, with the Caribbean Sea to the east. It is known for its lush jungles, Mayan ruins, and the second largest barrier reef in the world. In the late 1990s, Belize was a peaceful place with a close-knit population of just a few 100,000 people. Violent crime, especially crime against children, was rare, so when young girls started disappearing in Belize City, the shock and fear rippled through the entire nation. Something unique about Belize is it's the only country in Central America where English is the official language.
Okay.
Because, it was a British colony. We colonizers.
Of course.
Used to be known as British Honduras. But Belize is multilingual. So Creole, spelled Kriol, not Louisiana Creole. But it's an English-based Creole, which many people speak day to day, and then Spanish, along with some Mayan languages, Garifuna, Chinese, and even Mennonite German. So it's a mix of voices, which is why it's such a vibrant and diverse kind of place, but it also makes them very connected together. And that matters because when these 5 schoolgirls disappeared, the word traveled fast and the entire country felt it very quickly. So between 1998 and 2000, 5 young girls were brutally murdered in Belize City and the surrounding areas. And the press gave the unknown killer the nickname of the Belize Ripper. This is one of those stories that is hard to tell because the victims were so young, the crimes were so violent, and the families never got justice. But it is important to remember them, not just the member.
Words?
Not just the monster that stole their lives. Sorry, y'all. I can't read. Anyways, let's go. Let's begin on the actual breakdown of this story. So, the story starts in September of 1998 with 13-year-old Shirley Nicholas. She was a student at Wesley Upper School in Belize City. On September 8th, she left for school but never came home. For over a month, her family searched and prayed for her safe return. On October 9th, about a month later, Shirley's body was found in a pool of water near George Prince Highway. She had been stabbed more than 40 times in the head and chest. One arm was nearly severed. Her face was mutilated. Investigators determined that she had also been sexually assaulted. Ugh. There was another chilling detail. Shirley wasn't wearing her own clothes. She was dressed in clothing that belonged to another missing girl, 9-year-old Jay Blades. That disturbing discovery meant Belize had not 1, but 2 missing children connected to the same predator. Jay had vanished in early October, so earlier that same month, just days before Shirley's body was discovered. For months, her family lived in agony waiting for news. 6 months later, her skull and a few bones were found. So, oh my God.
Is that
my pod telling me that I need to change it soon?
Let me
Sorry, guys.
Are your phones on your...
Yeah, I just put mine on airplane.
Oops.
Because I kept hearing it vibrate. It had to go. Sorry, guys.
Such a rude way to
I feel like I
interrupt.
need a tissue. I'm just all up in the mic. Laura, how did you like that? Just torturing her for fun.
Okay. And action.
No, that's actually... Wait, they found the second... Okay. So the second girl that they found where they found her skull, she went missing first.
So, no.
She went missing after.
So the 13-year-old Shirley went missing in September.
Okay.
Her body was found a month later in October.
Okay.
Wearing the clothes of Jay, which had also vanished. She had vanished in October.
Okay.
So she vanished the same month that this other girl was found with her clothes, but her skull and bones weren't found until 6 months later. Says there was not enough left to determine exactly how she died, but the fact that Shirley had been found in Jay's clothes made the connection tragically clear. The killer struck again in March of 1999. Jackie Fern Malik, just 12 years old, disappeared during recess at her school on March 23rd. Imagine that.
No, that's actually fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
You're scoping out the playground.
Stepping out for a short break and never being seen alive again. 2 days later, her body was discovered face down in a puddle along a dirt road, not far from where Shirley had been found. Jackie had multiple stab wounds, her left arm was completely severed, and investigators believed she had even been run over by a car. The violence was escalating, the city was terrified, and people demanded justice. What'd the government do?
What did the government do?
Any guesses?
Nothing.
Basically, the government imposed a curfew. Anyone under 17 had to be off the streets between 8 p.m. and 6 a.m.
Right.
But the truth was, the girls weren't vanishing at night.
They were vanishing during recess.
They were being taken on the way to school or even at school. So, like, cool. Great.
What is a curfew going to do?
Not
and
a
what,
damn
are you
thing.
ID checking everybody? Because at 17, if you told me I couldn't be out past 8, I'm going to be out past 8 anyway.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So, police arrest a man named Michael Williams, who had offered Jackie and her sister a ride to school that morning, which they had declined. But he had a solid alibi. He was working as a mechanic, fixing, coincidentally, a police officer's car at the time. Despite this, he was still arrested. But while he sat in jail, another girl went missing.
So not him.
Next was 8-year-old Erica Wills.
No. Why do they keep getting younger, dude?
The next one's older.
Okay. I guess that makes it not better at all, but...
I'm like, it's still bad.
I'm so sad.
Like,
they're all like so tiny, little babies.
yeah, a 13-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 12-year-old, an 8-year-old. And then the last one's 14. But anyways, so focusing on the 8-year-old, June 26, 1999, she disappears. At first, her family thought she was staying with relatives, and those relatives thought that she had gone back home. That tragic miscommunication, gave the killer a head start. So weeks later, on July 18th, her skeletal remains were found behind a quarry in Gracie Rock, about 20 miles from Belize City. She was identified by the things she always wore: a Tweety bird ring, a hairband, and her clothes. Even through decomposition... I can't read, bro. Even though decomposition erased much forensic evidence, the pattern was now undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
The final victim was 14-year-old Noemi Hernandez. On February 15th, 2000, she left home to run an errand and never returned. 9 days later, her body was found at the mouth of the Belize River. She had suffered...
She has shuffled.
It's like so serious, and then you mess up like a word like that, and it's just like logging back in. Okay,
you got this.
Where am I?
Queen.
She had suffered brutal stab wounds to the face and neck, and parts of her body were missing. Her father identified her by the blue jeans that she had been wearing. Noemi was the oldest of victims, and her death marked the end of the Belize Ripper's known spree. After 2000, the murders abruptly stopped. Whether the killer died, left Belize, or simply changed tactics, nobody knows. But the fear lingered.
So they never found out who this was?
No. But now I'm going to talk a little bit about the investigation and some suspects, maybe. So, police detained several men over the years, neighbors, acquaintances, people with criminal records, but none were ever convicted. With limited forensic technology, no DNA database, and immense public pressure, the investigation stalled. All of the girls came from single-parent households, and many were seen with food or small items their families couldn't afford. This fueled suspicion that they were being groomed or lured with gifts in a manner consistent with sexual exploitation. In later years, speculation arose around Lonnie David Franklin Jr., the American serial killer known as the Grim Sleeper, who murdered at least 10 women in Los Angeles over several decades. Franklin was married to a woman from Belize, and reports claimed he was seen in Belize City around the times of the murders. Additionally, his van used in the Los Angeles crimes was reportedly located in Belize, providing circumstantial links. Despite these suspicions, Franklin was never charged in connection with the Belize Ripper case, and he died in San Quentin State Prison in 2020. So, he had already been convicted for the crimes of his Grim Sleeper spree.
I don't think I've ever heard of the Grim Sleeper.
You guys want me to cover that one?
Yeah,
let me know.
I do.
Also insane. It's kind of an understatement to say, but yeah, all craziness. So now I have a little section on just like kind of trying to remember the victims because they were more than just victims. They were people. So 5 girls, Shirley, Jay, Jackie, Erica, and Noemi, aged 8 to 14. 5 families shattered, and a country left to wonder how a predator could take so much and vanish without consequence. One voice that stands out is June Gabrielle, Shirley's mother. She spoke openly about the grief and her fight to keep her daughter's memory alive. She described the months after Shirley vanished as emotional and frustrating, often finding herself crying in public and overwhelmed by loss. At home, she surrounds herself with reminders, a yellow ribbon, Shirley's artwork, and even a brand new outfit her daughter never got to wear. She hopes these tokens keep Shirley alive in people's minds and maybe push someone to come forward with the truth. June urges parents to talk more with their children, even about small, silly things, and ask children to walk in groups and always tell someone where they're going. Her words aren't just advice, they're a cry for justice. In a poem to Shirley's killer, she asked, "How could you live with yourself? How can you sleep at night, eat or breathe, knowing the blood and the suffering you caused?" June is also convinced of one thing. Shirley's killer wasn't a stranger. She believes it was someone her daughter knew and trusted. It's impossible not to feel the weight of her voice. Beyond the horror, the headlines, there is one simple truth. Shirley was her daughter, and she deserved to live. The Belize Ripper case remains unsolved more than 20 years later, with no justice, no closure, just memories, unanswered questions, and a country still haunted by the loss of these 5 little girls.
It does really feel like it's somebody that they know, especially if a child went missing at recess. Does this person work at the school?
Well, and so that one suspect that I had mentioned before, Michael Williams, apparently he was known for driving kids to school. And I think it was more out of a place of concern of hey, you're walking to school alone.
Let me drive
you. And he was known as a trusted person in the community. He had an alibi, was in jail, and people still went, a child still went missing while he was in jail.
So it couldn't have been him.
Right. But we also hope that him driving those kids to school was literally just helping them.
Yeah.
Because, unfortunately, it is common for adults to take advantage of children.
Extremely. How many suspects did they look at? Because I know you talked about the one. Is there not a whole lot of info?
There's not a ton of info. There were a lot of people that were looked into, but there was just no DNA evidence because the bodies were found so far later.
And it's the 2000s.
Yeah.
1990s, 2000s. So.
However, did some research on Reddit, as we do. So this one I got on r/cold cases. This was actually posted, when I clipped it, it was 21 days ago, so it's probably been about a month at this point, by Luz y Sombra TV. It says the Belize Ripper DNA evidence still preserved after 25 years. So the Belize Ripper is one of the country's most terrifying and unsolved cases. Between 1998 and 2000, 5 young girls were killed in Belize City. The FBI and Scotland Yard investigated, but no one was arrested. The case went cold, but in 2022, Belize's National Forensic Science Service confirmed DNA evidence from the murders is still preserved and viable. This means modern techniques could one day identify the killer. Do you think advances in forensic tech will finally bring them justice? And it was a very short one, but I just thought that was important to bring in because that's super exciting. The amount of like murderers or serial killers that have been found pulling out that old DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Or even like, what is it? It's like Ancestry or like 23andMe and like the descendants' DNA gets flagged and then they're able to track down their great uncle who was a murderer, which is crazy, by the way. I can't imagine if I was, because I did the 23andMe stuff.
I need to.
The government, no, you don't, because they sold all your DNA and they all got my shit.
Well, but they already got everything else anyway.
That's true. That's true. Mm-hmm.
Do you guys know about the theory of my uncle, my great-great-great-uncle being... My great-great-great-uncle is Edgar Degas, and there's a lot of theories on TikTok that he could be Jack the Ripper. Have you heard of this?
Oh, yeah, I have heard that. That'll be a story for another day. Maybe we'll have Laura on screen and she can tell us that story.
I'll have to do some research. Yeah. But anyway.
That's some lore.
Or I'll do it.
That's like a fat wad of lore.
Yeah.
Just, maybe Jack the Ripper.
You know, casual.
Just whatever.
Because, that's one of those deep dives where it's like, it's a theory.
It's a theory, but it's a really interesting theory. And there are people on TikTok kind of splicing it in an interesting way. And I need to get in touch with one of them and like do some DNA and all that stuff. And I don't know, just anyways, maybe that's like our 100th episode or something.
Ooh,
that would be
we're related to a murderer.
We all are.
Something to celebrate, by the way.
No. We're family.
Oh,
we're all family.
Ooh. Hate that.
Oh, man. That would actually be like, I feel like I would just dissociate for like a month.
What, after?
If I found out. Like,
I mean, it's like a great. It's not like she met him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Great. You got to say it 3 times. It's all the way over there.
Bad.
Well.
All right, don't worry. I have more.
Oh.
Just one more, though. This is from r/serial killers. And this is just someone's theory. I think they had the right person, just nothing in the way of evidence to tie him to the crimes other than the words of little girls whose word wasn't given the weight against a local adult, much less try to convict this macho male, especially during the time period this happened. But at one point, the neighborhood was pretty sure who did it, or at least it seemed convinced from their point of view and had reported it to the news. Cops and while the police looked into him, followed up, just no evidence. Your sentences, sir, are crazy.
What'd you say? Commas are important.
Right.
The scanning with the finger. She's squinting.
He was charged with one of the girls' murders, but dropped, again for lack of evidence. And then there's a quote from the sister of Jackie Malik. Our old-time neighbor, Michael Williams, so this is a guy that they arrested and someone else was murdered during that time. He approached us and said, "Let me take you to school." That time, me and my sister and that girl who we usually went to school with together. I'm so sorry, y'all. He said to us, "Let me take you to school." And my sister wanted to go because she was already late for morning class. But I get this feeling, and I just said no. I don't know why I said it, but I just said no. We all went to school. And after that, when it is time to go home for lunch, I went for my sister so that we could go home. And my teacher said my sister didn't come back to class. The girl that we usually, all of us come to school together, she said that someone said they wanted to see my sister outside. And I said, who? She said, a man in a car, dark man. I don't know if he's tall or strapping. All she said was that it was a dark man. And I run home quickly and I said it to my grandmother, and we went looking from that time until the night. No answer. Only one person was charged for the murders, and that was in relation to Malik. A Belize City mechanic, Michael Williams, was arrested, but due to insufficient evidence, and the then 40-year-old resident was exonerated for the crime. But again, in some of the research I did, I found that he was actually working on a police officer's car, and had an alibi. So I don't know.
I mean, if they real life experienced it, then it was creepy to them. It would make sense that they made the assumption. I don't know. It's like, if someone goes missing while he's there, he couldn't have done it. And if they all have the same trend, I don't think there's two of them.
Yeah, but also,
unless he's working with somebody.
Yeah. And I mean, let's be so for real. It's not like there aren't cops out there that
yes, so that's to say
crooked.
The cop could have been like, here's my car. Here's your alibi.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. This one was really... This one was really hard to research.
That's really sad. Honestly, sorry for all the victims and all the victims' families. That is very traumatic. I hope with the new forensic technology that y'all can maybe get some answers.
Yeah, I hope
some justice.
They actually process it,
like,
and
do it. Yeah. Like, don't just let it sit there. You could solve that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of tech. This was in like 1990s. Like,
yeah, early 2000s.
Yeah,
late
90s. Yeah. So we're in 2025, babe. Like, we could make something shake.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Like, I want to know how many other people they looked into.
Yeah, it was hard to find information on the suspects because, they find people, but they don't charge them with anything, and they don't want to ruin their lives.
Yeah.
Since, we know they're not guilty, so they're not going to release all that information.
Imagine if you're Michael and you didn't actually have anything to do with it, and now this is like, on your record. If that's the case, that would be fucked up.
Yeah.
And then you got to move cities.
But, I mean, obviously that doesn't stop. Like,
no, it doesn't.
Anyways, after that story, we're going to end with a little positive time that we like to call happier hours.
So what's your happier hour?
I wish I prepared this ahead of time. I really do. I would say one thing I'm excited about is just like our podcast, and we're like actually doing it and people are actually listening. I'm so excited to start getting people to send in stories and I've had family members of mine like telling me stories of theirs, and I'm like, write it down, email it to me, because I want to talk about this on the podcast. And so hearing these stories from people that I've lived my entire life with and they have never talked about, I need it. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited where this is going, and I hope you guys are excited too.
Yeah, I'm also like really excited about the podcast. Like, I'm not even like focused on like, oh, the numbers, oh, how many people are watching, oh, no.
But we do want y'all to watch.
I mean, yes, we do, but like that's not what feel like I'm doing it for.
No, I'm doing it for the love of the game.
This is like just so much fun. Like I get to hang out with like my best friends and talk about fun shit and do something that's fun. And this is like the most exciting thing I have going on right now.
Well, and especially since like I am a true crime paranormal podcast addict.
Same.
That's all I do when I am doing anything. I am listening to podcasts probably more than I'm listening to music nowadays.
Same.
And so it's just so cool to, you know, hear their stories, hear their versions of them, and
be the one who researches and talks about it.
And also, like, seeing the amount of work that they put in.
Yeah.
Because I'm working hard on these stories, and I'm like, I still feel like, you know, obviously with practice, we're going to get better, but they are some professionals. We look up to you.
No, truly. It really is a lot of work. Like, excuse me.
Cute. Cute.
It is a lot of work, especially like some of the topics that we're wanting to delve into, you know, like you doing this topic on a serial killer. Like that's something that's very serious. It's not a laughing matter. You want to be very clear, concise, and thorough.
And I want to respect everyone throughout the whole process. And so
it takes a lot of work.
Right.
Yeah. But it's so much fun, and we love being here. So yeah, I would say it really feels like a turning point in life. Yeah,
absolutely.
Just being ourselves authentically and just doing something we love. I love it here.
Yeah,
we hope you love it here. Subscribe.
Give us a comment. Tell us what you want to talk. Whoa! Tell us what you want us to talk about next.
Check out all of our socials. They'll be linked below. Hit that subscribe button. I'm going to have Laura put it right here. We hope to see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what you think and let us know what you want to see.
Bye.
Bye.